Hello, football fans. Welcome to Yawd Ballers, brought to you by Ball Chat. I'm your host, Benton Jr.
Yeah, I'm there, you know.
We're there. And on the line, we have, come on, how are you doing?
Good. I'm good.
Yeah. I guess we can chat Patwa in this segment. So, Yawd Ballers will be centered on discussing Jamaican footballers and all about Jamaican football. And we don't have enough time to cover all the stupidness or all the crazy stories. But come on, our resident aficionado who loves Jamaican football more than I do. So, how about you do us a lead in? What's going on with your president and lack of money? President Michael Ricketts, JFF president, saying that they don't have enough money to pay for this fine, the under 15 fine. Give us some lights on that, come on. And remember, we have 5 minutes.
First of all, let us talk about the foolishness that is the JFF. Just say foolishness, and that just covers everything about them. They knew that this tournament was in place. You're going to tell me that no one from the JFF could have acquired visas for the players who needed visas? I think they should have been fined more than the $30,000. This is just crazy. So now you're telling me that you could not make sure that the players attended the tournament or participated in the tournament, and then now you're complaining that you're fined. You knew you were going to be fined. So for Ricketts, he just needs to take this L and dip in this personal kitty and just pay the $30,000.
Madness. Junior, it's party shop. I don't insult party shops.
Why are we surprised?
Why are we surprised? Very good question.
Come on, this fits their MO. When I heard the news, I was like, okay, well, what else is new?
Yes.
What would have been surprising is if I hear that they paid the fine up front and even promised them that it would never happen again. That would be surprising.
And then subsequently run smoothly for the next year.
Yeah. So it's disappointing. I'm disappointed, but.
And JFF family, we and football fans, we love Jamaican football. We have to call a spade what it is. I mean, we understand that there are lack of resources, but at the end of the day, some of these things are avoidable. You know, simple things like that. Come on, how about you fill us in on exploits of Jamaican footballers overseas? Any major Jamaican footballers that is tearing up leagues here in the U.S. and overseas and anywhere else?
Before we go into USL, let us just say big up to Shamar Nicholson for making that move to the Belgium First Division. The team hard for me to pronounce. Somebody Belton, you can probably pronounce the team.
Yes.
But he is an example of working from the trenches and building your way up. So I'm happy for the 22-year-old, and I hope he goes over there and he tears it up. In our backyard, in MLS and USL, we're still waiting on Darren Mattox to kind of like start going. He only has 3 goals and 3 assists, and we've been playing for, 8 months, and he hasn't been injured. And I think for now, he's still at FC Cincinnati. I think they wanted to transfer him or send him to another team, but I think he's going to be there for now. But hopefully he can get going because World Cup qualification starts soon, and Jamaica is going to need all the help that they can get. In USL, the leading Jamaican goal scorer in USL is Kevon Frater. He plays for New Mexico. I'm still surprised that he did not get a call up to the Gold Cup. We're going to see if someone else who scores 2 goals or no goals at all gets a call up over Kevon Frater. The least Tapa should do is call him into camp and see if he's someone that can fit his vision, and I said vision quote unquote, and then see if Kevon Frater can be added to the pool of players on 14 goals. Then we have Jonah Flemings. He's on 10 goals. He's with Phoenix. He's 10 goals, 7 assists. Then we have Deshaun Brown, a name that people, have not heard in a long time because Deshaun has done the circuit. He's the one who took the selfie with Messi. He went to Valerenga. He left Valerenga and he went to China, and for big money. And he actually has, I think, the second fastest goal in MLS, if not the third, when he was playing for Colorado Rapids at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you have my kid, Michael Seaton, with 9 goals and I think 4 assists. He plays for Orange County. I have to big him up, Brap Mikey. And then we have Nico Brett. Nico Brett is on 8 goals, and he plays for Pittsburgh. And Nico Brett is another example of a good football player who cannot get the opportunity to be in the Jamaica pool. So Tapa needs to kind of pick the players who are performing and not the ones that he thinks he needs to bring into camp. Because these players are scoring, they're assisting, they're playing 90 minutes every game, they're starting for their clubs. The least he can do is bring in all these explosive strikers and bring them into camp so we can have the best, strikers going forward. Because Corey Burke is going to be out of it for a little bit. The same with his work visa issue with Philadelphia Union. They're talking about sending him to Norway on a loan. So, hopefully these players on the fringes can actually get a look in to Tapa's squad.
There's one way to fix that.
Yeah.
Have more camps. Now, the Nations League will help with that. Because it's going to force them now to have more camps. And then you have the bigger teams that we have fortunate to have players playing now that would say, look, my ball are not going to come for this tour.
Yes.
So now you can bring in these players. Because come on, I like your advocating for some of these players. But just like how you're advocating for these players, if Tapa was to drop another player to bring in one of the, you will have another come on the other side of the world advocating for that ball that was dropped. So the fix is going to be more games.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
But then they're going to say they don't have any money, because that's the issue. JFL's problem is this: there's no money. We have no money.
Yeah.
One thing I've always said, and I've said it to someone in the JFF, you have people who live in all 50 states in the U.S., right? You activate them as scout cells. When I'm refereeing and I hear a Jamaican accent, the first thing I ask them, do you have a passport? Do you want to play for Jamaica? I've actually gotten 3 players on Andrew Edwards, I think it was a U15 or U17 team, by doing the scouting. So if we have the players, I know Kerry in Florida, he coaches, and they always have these groups and these tournaments, and they always see the players. So even with the same foolishness with the U15 camp and no visas, you already had 11, 12, 13 players in Florida who could have easily slid into the slot to enter into the tournament.
True.
So JFF, they're not doing their due diligence, and I have no problems with somebody else advocating for a player, but we need the best players forward. Not because I tell you to take my player, you're supposed to take my player.
True.
You are supposed to see that player in camp. When the Jamaicans from the USL and MLS come to Jamaica on vacation, pay their own way, and come to Jamaica on vacation in December, Tapa call an impromptu camp. You come in and you spend 2 days, and then Tapa can actually see what he's working with. So JFF just need to figure out how to fix it. They need to get to have solutions more than problems. And so how we see for years, there are more problems than solutions. And it's not going to be fixed. You know why? Because Ricketts is a shoo-in. He's going to be elected, without anybody trying to interfere with it or trying to run up against him. So we'll never get better. And we don't want to insult Patty Shop, because Mothers and Tasty Patty Shop, them really good. So the JFF need to actually fix it, so we can actually be proud to say that we're reggae boys, reggae girls fans.
All right. You see, this is a problem when you start talking about Jamaican football. You have too many things to deal with. But very informative, come on. And Regin, how does Jamaican lag goal scorers where they have so many people scoring goals in USL? It's a joke.
Next you're going to hear about the fields.
The fields are good. Any final segment? Any final thoughts in this Yawd Ball segment? This is a brand new segment discussing Jamaican footballers. And Shamar Nichols is on his way to Sporting Charleroi in Belgium. He's a team in Belgium, First Division. So good luck to Shamar Nicholson as he continues to eat our food. Eat our food, brethren. Raise your family and eat our food. Rise up.
Yeah.
Junior?
We'll be supporting our local lads. We'll be supporting our Jamaican players, and that's the goal at this segment. So for all those out there that are interested in Jamaican footballers, this is just a start. We're going to have riveting conversations in a small 10-minute windows. So look out for it and hit us up. Let us know what you think.
Hit us up. Come on, any final thing, and big up to Michael, because man finally learned to score goals.
I'll be sure to tell him. Well, hopefully in this segment we can have, like, even though it's going to be short, can just have a Jamaican player call in just to, talk a little bit about themselves and what they see their future looking like. So this is a very good segment, and I hope everybody tunes into it. We're going to try and feature players as we go along. Yeah. Maybe one player per week. We can talk about the player and, how the player is playing and what they're doing. So this is a very informative segment.
And it's a solution-oriented segment too. We're not bothered with the hip-hop organized.
No. So you don't have to worry about that, people. That we won't be venting, so.
Football fans, link us on social media. Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram, Ball Chat 1 on Twitter, Ball Chat on Facebook, Ball Chat Podcast. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Shamar, go on, eat your food, youth.
Subscribe.
And also link us on YouTube at Ball Chat Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. Happy for Shamar Nicholson because the youth at work.
For real.
And, Darren Mattax a striker. I don't know why come on and bring up a
winger.
name.
I keep telling you guys he's a winger.
Look more.
All right, come on, later.
Bless up. Bye-bye.